Yo, what is going on? It's Ant and welcome back to the channel. If you couldn't already tell from the title, today we're going to be doing a Pokémon Emerald Hardcore Nuzlocke where we can't evolve any of our Pokémon. Now before we jump into things, I just want to say a quick thanks for all the support on the channel recently, and also if you're new to the channel and find yourself enjoying the content, make sure you smash that big red button. I love you for that indefinitely. And now let's jump back into the video. So a quick list of rules is going to appear on the screen. Feel free to pause and have a read if you need. So from here we go pick our name, and then we go get a starter. And I really considered getting Mudkip here, but I thought Trico would be more guaranteed for Roxanne with Bullet Seeds, so we went with that instead, and then headed up to our first rival battle after. Now for this first rival battle it doesn't normally count, but I probably would count it in this again still, because if we lose it just means we got a bad Trico, but we're faster, and we just go for basically a pound spam until the Torchic goes down. Now with that done, we go get a bunch of encounters, so a Wurmple, Wingull, Lotad, Tailo, Poochyena, and then we go head up into Roxanne. Before I go get into this fight, I go teach myself Bullet Seed, and basically this is all we're going to do. We're just going to spam Bullet Seed till we get through the gym. So one Bullet Seed here that hits 2 times to take down the first Geodude. Exactly the same thing happens on the next Geodude, and then on the nose pass, basically a Bullet Seed spam until it goes down, and that's the first gym leader defeated. So we go get another 2 encounters, and then we go ahead into our second rival fight with May. Although it says I'm leading with a Trico here, I'm actually leading with a Wingull. We go for a wing attack and we take down the Lotad, and then 2 water guns from here will also take down the Torchic. Then we head to Dewford where I go get another encounter, which is a Geodude. That will help me a bit later in the run, and then we go ahead into the Brawly fight. So with our Tailor that we caught earlier, we use 3 wing attacks because after the first one he heals up, and then it takes another 2 more to take it down, and that's how we take down the Machop. Then we one-shot the Meditite with another wing attack. So it's a wing attack, Berry Hill, then another wing attack. We take down the Makuhita, and it's the second gym leader defeated. Not really much goes on here, so we go get ourselves an Electrike. And then we go get into our third rival fight of the run with May. And we're also going to lead our brand new Electrike as well, because it's double super effective on the Wingull. So we go lead this Electrike, we go for a Spark, and that's a one-shot to take down the Wingull. Next Pokemon that comes in is Lombre, so we go for a few more Sparks here and take this down. And now we got Combusken, who survives on very low life and also puts us onto very low life as well. But because it's paralyzed and because I'm faster, I'm going to go for a quick attack anyway because it's also even safer, and we go take down the Combusken and win. So right outside the third gym leader, we have to get into a fight with Wally. I don't know if this one's going to stay in the video because I literally just one-shot it with a bite from Poochyena. But yeah, that's Wally defeated. After this though, we can go ahead into the next gym leader, Watson. I'm going to lead the Geodude here that I caught earlier in Dewford. And we're just going to spam Magnitude. This one's a very free fight for a Geodude. Magnitude here will one-shot the Voltorb. Also, if I sound a little sick, I'm not sick, but it's like hay fever if anyone knows what that is. Yeah, it's not fun. When the Electrike comes, another Magnitude 7, one shot, Magneton, double super effective Magnitude, take this down. And then Manectric actually survives on Magnitude 8 on very low life. He gets a bit of healing done with his berry, and we take it down with another Magnitude on the next turn. And that's Watson defeated. So, a few more captures again. We get an Illumise, a Torkoal, a Spinder, Swablu, and then we also get a Solrock. But before we get this Solrock, it's being a nuisance and it hits us with a rock throw and kills one of our Pokemon, but we do eventually get it. And then we go ahead into the Maxi fight. So again here we lead Geodude. 2 Magnitudes from here will almost take down the Mightyena, but we miss. So we gotta go make a switch, and we go switch over into our new Torkoal. Now Torkoal here, I'm gonna take a few more turns of bites and sand attacks, but we do eventually pull off the body slam to take it down. Next up here we've got Camerupt, so I have to switch here, and I go switch over into my Wingull. 2 water guns from here will take down that Camerupt. And now we got Zubat left, so with Zubat I'm gonna go switch over into my Electrike. We're gonna go for a Spark, and we're gonna one-shot this and defeat Maxi. With Maxi down, we can now head into the 4th gym leader of the run, Flannery. So I'm leading Geodude again because I want to go for that rollout strategy I normally do. But what I forget is I normally do this as a Graveler, and I can't evolve. Anyway, 2 rollouts will take down the normal. You'll see why this is bad anyway in a moment. But next up we have a Slugma. So Slugma's also going to go down to a rollout. And now next up we have Camerupt. Now sadly there wasn't much we could do to Camerupt here because he was faster. And because he's in sunlight, Overheat's going to clap us. So with that, that's how we get our second death of the run, and we lose our Geodude. Now it's still in sunlight here, so it's kind of lucky. We managed to get through the attract, and we also managed to get a water gun crit, which takes down the Camerupt. So now we're down to Flannery's last Pokemon, a Torkoal, and we're going to go switch over into our Solrock for this. And we're going to go take a body slam. Doesn't do too much. And we spam things like Solar Wave just to try and get through. We put Torkoal onto very low life. And we go make the switch over into our own Torkoal after. Torkoal is going to take Overheat. The berry's going to activate. But now, because Torkoal is holding a white herb, so it's still going to use a very strong Overheat. So we have to switch. And I decide here I'm also going to go sack my Wingull. So we make the sacrifice. And we lose our Wingull. I then switch back over into my Solrock and we go for 2 rock throws, and that'll be enough to take down the Torkoal and defeat Flannery. Capture ourselves a Trapinch, and not really much happens after this, so we just go ahead down into Norman. It's a bit of a tough fight as well at times, but we managed to get through the Spinder with 2 rock throws. Now we got Vigoroth, so Vigoroth, again, because of that nice crit, we're going to get through Vigoroth with 2 rock throws. And now we got Slacking, so as we normally do, we're going to go for our normal strategy against this. So what I actually planned here was I was going to go switch over into my Wurmple and sack it off. And quite crazily, it actually survives, which was very unexpected. So I'm just going to switch anyway. This still works. Get me a safe switch over into my Torkoal. May as well keep Sack alive so we can sack him at another time. But yeah, the strategy here is we're going to protect every turn he can hit, and every turn he can't hit, we're going to inflict damage. Also, we put a Toxic on him as well, so we keep taking life away from him every turn. Now, eventually, he does go down to the Toxic. And we got one last Pokemon now, which is Linoone, so 2 more Flamethrowers here will be enough to take this down. And that's Norman defeated for the 5th badge. We get a few more captures after this. One being a Linoone that's going to help us out massively a bit later on in the run. But with this now, we go ahead into our next rival fight. So May here is going to lead Pelipper, and I sort of led Torkoal out, which was a mistake, but it's all good. I go switch over into Electrot, use a Spark, take that down. I also Thunder Wave a Combuskin here as well because it's very dangerous. It puts me onto very low life, and I make the switch over into my Torkoal. It took quite a while to take this down as well because we was in rain weather at the time, but Flamethrower, spam, eventually take down that Combuskin, and now we've got Lombre, so I switch over into my Trico, and from here we're just going to spam things like Mega Drain, and we're going to go take this down. With Lombre taken down, that's May defeated, and we go into getting some more captures. So we get ourselves a Tropius. We also get ourselves a Kecleon, and from this we go ahead into the 6th gym. Now with Winona, I'm going to use a Magnemite that I caught earlier, and I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt and a Swablu and take it down. Now next up comes Altaria, and this knows Earthquake. So I'm going to go make the switch over into Solrock with Levitate ability, so it doesn't get affected. They miss Earthquake, and we spam some Rock Throws to take it down. Next up is Tropius. We inflict quite a bit of damage on it, but now we're going to go make the switch because it's set up as Sunny Day. And it's going to fire Solar Beam, so we go make the switch over into our Torkoal. We take the Solar Beam, go for a Flamethrower and finish off a Tropius. And then we got Pelipper, so we're going to go switch over into our Magnemite, go for a Thunderbolt, take this down. And now lastly we got Skarmory, so another Thunderbolt from here will be enough to take this down and defeat the 6th gym leader. Just outside of 4th tree we capture ourselves an Absol. We also get ourselves a Shuppet before Lily Cove, and then we go ahead into another rival battle. But thankfully this is the last one of the run, so 2 Thunderbolts here will be enough to take down the Tropius. And then next we've got Combuskin, so I'm going to go make the switch over into my Torkoal, and like we did earlier in our last fight, we're just going to spam things like Flamethrower. But I also had a Toxic as well, just to help me get through the process a bit quicker. Combuskin finally goes down to a Flamethrower though. And then next comes out Pelipper, so we make the switch back over into Magnemite. We go for a Thunderbolt after Supersonic misses, and that's that down. So we got Ludicolo now. Ludicolo is just a Thunderbolt spam, and we take it down with 2 Thunderbolts. So from here we capture ourselves a Tentacle. So with this we go ahead into Maxi. We start off with our Tentacle here and we spam Surfs to take down the Mightyena. Next up is going to come Camerupt, so another Surf from here would be enough to take it down, but we get hurt by Confusion. We sack it off and die to Earthquake. So there's our next death of the run. So you go into Solrock after Tentacle goes down, go for a Rock Slide, get a crit and take down the Camerupt. And now we're going to spam things like Solar Wave to try to take down the Crobat. It doesn't do enough though, so I go make the switch over into my Magnemite. We take a bite. It also gets a crit as well. And it also flinched us on the next turn, I think with another crit too, but when we can finally attack, we get a Thunderbolt and we take down a Crobat before heading over into Titanizer, the 7th gym. So the plan is we're going to use Growth with Tropius and set it up, but we also go for Rock Slides with our Solrock to try and cause flinches on the opponents. 2 Rock Slides will be enough to take down the Exeter. And we go for a Solar Beam on the Claydol once we're finally set up to take it down. Now what we were praying for really with this moveset is we're praying for their Solrock to use Sunny Day. So this is why I use Fly here, to give myself another turn where they could use Sunny Day. Because when they use Sunny Day, my Solar Beams are going to take them all down. So we just inflicted a bit of damage onto things like the Lunatone now, and Solrock finally uses Sunny Day. So when we do come down from this Fly, we're going to go for a Solar Beam, take down the Solrock, and from here we're going to spam a few more moves. It's not going to be enough with just one Solar Beam because Lunatone also set up a little. But when we use this Rock Slide, after it will be enough to take it down, and that's the 7th gym leader defeated. So now we got a double battle against Maxi in the Moss Deep Space Center. So we're going to head in there real quick. They're going to lead camera up to Mightyena. We're going to go with Tropius and Metang. So this is one of those fights that's very confused race spamish. Well, swagger spamish, I guess you could say. It does the same thing, but it does improve our attacks. So it does help a little considering we have Body Slam. But eventually, a Body Slam and Metal Claw together on the camera ups will take it down. We will get hurt by confusion here, but Metang will snap out of it and also take down the Mightyena for us. It's going to get a little tough here with this camera because it does have the fire type attack, so we are going to make the switch here over into our Solrock, take a wing attack very nicely, and we're going to go for a Rock Slide. I think it misses the camera up there. I'm not sure, but it uses Earthquake, it takes down the Metang. Steven brings out Skarmory, takes down the Crobat. Earthquake here actually doesn't affect either Solrock or Skarmory either, so Mightyena just takes damage from it. And from here we're going to go for a Rock Slide and a Steel Wing. Steel Wing takes down the Mightyena, we take down the Camerupt, and now they're down to their last Pokemon. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to spam a few more Rock Slides and attacks from Skarmory, take down a Crobat, and that's this fight finished. With this fight finished, we're now going to go fight Archie. Yes, there's loads of these sort of fights on the side, but it's all good. So we're going to head in with our Tropius up front. We're going to go for a Fly, and it won't do much damage because of the Intimidate. He uses Swagger as well, so I could stay in with an attack boost, but I decided I'm going to go over into Torkoal, and we're going to spam Flamethrowers to take it down. And now we got a Crobat, so again, Flamethrowers from here. It won't be enough to take it down with a one shot, it won't even do half-life, but we do manage to knock it down into half-life with a second, and on the third, it's still not going to kill, but we also burn it now as well, which works perfectly in our favour because it goes down. So with that, now we've got Sharpedo left. I go and make this switch over into Tropius, and we go for a Solar Beam. We've got no Sunny Day up at the moment, and we're confused and all this, so it took a few turns, but eventually we did manage to use Solar Beam and take down a Sharpedo, and that's Archie defeated. Now we go get ourselves a Sableye in Sky Tower, and we move on into 1, the 8th gym leader. So from here, I'm going to lead with my Tropius. I'm going to set up a few growths because this Luftis can't really hurt us that much, unless we get very unlucky. But eventually we do manage to get ourselves up a few growths, get up a Sunny Day, and now we can just spam Solar Beams. So we go for a Solar Beam here, take down the Luftis with a one shot, and I think that's how the rest of this fight goes as well. Celio comes out, it does not survive a Solar Beam, so we take that down. So we take down a Kingdra with another Solar Beam. Whiscash also goes down to a Solar Beam, and Crawdon also goes down as well, which means one got swept by my Tropius. Now with this, we head all the way up to Victory Road, and we get into another fight with Wally, who's actually now a pretty good trainer. He's going to lead off with Altaria, I'm going to lead off with my Tropius, and make the switch over into my Solrock and spam Rock Slides until it goes down. When Roselia comes out after, it's going to go for a Giga Drain on my Tropius, so it won't do much damage. And then we're going to go for a Fly and take this down with a one shot. From here, then he brings out Delcatty, we set up a Sunny Day, and we go for a Solar Beam as well, which is going to take down the Delcatty. With Delcatty down, he now brings out his Magneton, so I go for another Solar Beam here. I know it's super effective, but we did use a few growths, and we also got a crit as well, so that was enough to take that down. Now, Gardevoir crazily survived, but quite a bit as well. It survived Solar Beam, then survived Fly after as well. Had to be in a damage roll. It's got to be like 1 HP, but either way, we got to make the switch over into our Sableye here, and we go for a Fake Out and finish it off. With all these trainers finally down, we can head into the final fights of the run, the Elite Four. So we go ahead into the first one, Sydney. And basically, we got Linoone here, so we can go for the Linoone strategy to wipe them all out. But our level cap's 52. And Linoone does not learn Belly Drum to level 53, so we can't lead with it. So we're going to have to start off here against a Mightyena, and we're going to set up our Tropius a little. So we set up a few growths, eventually get up a Sunny Day as well. And now we can go for a Solar Beam and take down the Moltiana. Hits with a double edge, and then on the very next turn after this we go for a Solar Beam, we take this down, and our Linoon goes up to level 53, so it can now learn Belly Drum to do the sweeping strat. Our next issue though is switching into him safely for this fight. So we're going to start with Tropius for now because they sent out an Absol. And for Absol we're going to go for a Solar Beam and we're going to go take this down. The next Pokemon now coming in is Shiftry. Now Shiftry is safe for us, so I'm going to make the switch over into Linoon and it goes for a double team. We set ourselves up under a substitute as well. It hits us with extra sensory which does not break our sub, and then we go for a Belly Drum as well which will put us to +6 attack. Now from here we're going to sweep. So we go use return and we take down the Shiftry. Another return after on the Cack turn, we'll take this down as well. And that's Sydney defeated. So now we go and move over into Phoebe. And we're going to lead with our Linoon this time as well because it's now got Belly Drums. So when we go into the fight, Phoebe's going to start off with Protect, which lets us get a free substitute. And then now we're also going to Belly Drum, go to +6, and we're going to spam Shadow Ball to get through this fight. So one Shadow Ball here will take down the Dusclops, then it will also take down the Bayonet on the turn after. We then also one shot their Sableye, so that's 3 down, 2 to go. Another Shadow Ball here then on the Bayonet will be enough to take this down. And then they've got another Dusclops as well, which also does not survive another Shadow Ball. So with that, that's Phoebe defeated, and we can move on into the third room with Glacier. Now for Glacier here, we're going to leave with Linoon again, set up a substitute. They're going to use Hail. And we're going to go set up a Belly Drum on the next turn. We also had a Citrus Berry as well, so we can get some more life back. But with Belly Drum set up, we go for a return, we take down the Celio, then we use another return, and we're going to take down the Glalie. This is basically all we do to get through these fights. So easy. Shout out Flygon HG for this because I actually never knew about this before. We use another return, Celio goes down, then we also take down this Glalie, and then Wolverine comes along, and another +6 return from here will be enough to take this down with a one shot, and we get through to the fourth room now against Drake. So now in the fourth fight against Drake, we're basically going to be doing what we've just done in the last 3 fights. We're going to start off with Linoon. We're going to set ourselves up as substitute. They also protect this turn, so it's a free sub. We're going to Belly Drum, put ourselves to +6. And from here, we're just going to spam returns. So return here will be enough to take down the Shogun, of course. And then next up we have an Altaria, so return again will be enough to take this down with a one shot. And now next up comes in Kingdra, so return once again, one shot this. The next Pokemon coming along is Flygon, so another return, we take this down with a one shot. And now Salamence comes. Because we're under a substitute, Intimidate doesn't get to us. We'd still kill it anyway with +5. We take it down. So now we have our last fight of the run, Champion Wallace. And basically I've changed the order of my team here because normally the trick with this is we're going to use Sunny Day on the Wailord. But I already used the Sunny Day TM on Tropius. So we've had to come up with a new plan. And basically what this plan is we're going to try to get Wailord down into healing range on the turn that he kills us. So sadly, yes, someone's going to have to get sacked off in this fight. And this berry actually didn't help. I kept it on, which was kind of dumb. We knock him down into orange life though, and he actually helps us with a double edge there, so that worked perfectly. It sadly came at the risk of losing our Absol, but we've just made this fight free for ourselves now. So while he heals, we're going to go get ourselves up a free Belly Drum to put ourselves to +6. And that's game. We're going to go use return, one shot the Wailord. It's got quite a lot of HP, so it takes a while, but we one shot that. Then Tentacruel comes, we use another return here, and we take this down with a one shot. And then next up, we also get ourselves up against the Ludicolo. Another return here will be enough to take this down. And then next up, we've got Whiscash. So for Whiscash here, return, one shot, take it down. Gyarados, it does use Intimidate and put us down to +5, but still enough to take this down with a one shot. And now we're against the last Pokemon, Milotic. Return once again, we take this down also with a one shot, and that's Champion Wallace defeated. So with that done, it means we defeated the challenge and we defeated the run. Man, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had a lot of fun making this challenge. I really hope you've all enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Leave me a like and comment down below. Also sub if you're new and would like to see more, because I'd honestly love for you to stick around for future uploads. And with that all said, it's been Ant, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Peace out.